right, hello everyone. We have returned, and the we have our edge runners gathered together at the Golden Dragon Tea House in order to meet in a calm way in the aftermath of what happened at the Hook. Spend a little time, eat some appetizers, drink some tea, and talk shop in a way, because JP has said that he has picked out he has picked out some items from this Sunday's Screamsheets, and wants to uh, offer more than just the background hustle that any of the edge runners can take, because there's potential in the clips that he has here. So how this will work for you as the players, and particularly for you as JP as the presenter, there are some things that are just obvious jobs, and other things you're welcome to make commentary on. If for some reason there might be a need for a roll to come up, then we can roll it. But this is a way to each offer your opinions on the things that you see before you, and talk about them in terms of a job that maybe you all want to take, that would be more than just the background hustle. And remember that you can always take that as it's a little bit of money. It's you get through the week in relative safety, whereas any of the things here would have more risk but also more reward. So with the scream sheets laid out, you've already had a couple appetizers and tea, and there's going to be another appetizer brought out. You're welcome to pour over what you see here as far as what JP, this old-time professional fixer, has pulled aside, thinking that these might be viable gigs. So talk about them. You can prompt me for questions, or I can, if as you're discussing something, I can prompt you if you'd like to see if you know more about something. The good example would be the Tag Fest. It's very vivid. If any of your characters have street culture or similar things to what's being presented, maybe you don't have to roll anything, and this is just something that comes to the forefront, whether you want to elaborate on it yourself, making it up, or you can just prompt me. But this is the core is to prompt a discussion through your characters about the things you see, suspect, ask of each other, and go from there. And then I'll step in if it's needed at any other point in time. So, start with Tagfast, or go to the why is, the big question, why this is an ad to live, work, or play in Pacifica Paradise. This isn't a job solicitation. JP, why would you say that there's a job here or something like that? But yeah, you all take the scene and go from there.
I mean, because I absolutely love role playing, even though it makes this skill almost entirely useless. I don't have local expert for Night City, unlike everyone else here, because local expert is for your home. So I have local expert for Northern Texas. So who's this pretty lady? And should she be advertising? Should she just be openly advertising, tagging?
Is like my question as a player to DM is Tagfest a regular occurrence? Is this something that would be happening on a regular basis?
Do you have any particular skill? It could be knowing your city, or it could be something that would be related to art, or or criminality, because seemingly advertising a tag fest around Night City does not seem like a wise idea.
My local expert is base 10 for my home, which I imagine is the area of my mega building specifically, but Night City broadly.
It'd be Night City, yeah.
And then, obviously I have ways of finding this out. So
Yeah, local expert, your home can't be any larger than a single neighborhood or community.
Do you have? Yeah, so I guess that would be like your mega building or something.
yeah.
Like for JP, it'd be
Do you
Chinatown.
have anything in painting
Across the beach,
or
Japan.
something that would be related to street culture or crime?
Streetwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, streetwise,
Streetwise or criminology. I have both.
Okay.
paint, draw, sculpt is in tech.
So either of those I think could work. Let's go for one of those as a roll to
Criminology
see
is
what
my
you know.
higher one.
Sure.
Yeah, criminology is higher. Ooh,
Oh,
15.
nice. Okay.
Okay.
So this is technically illegal, but it's also technically not, because this is just announcing, almost like how a cat burglar might write a letter saying, "I'm going to rob the museum in 3 days," and then robs the museum in 3 days. That kind of brashness, that that confidence.
Announcing that you're going to do something illegal is not illegal. Doing the illegal thing is the part where the
illegal.
cops get involved.
But then also it's like, well, is PD gonna actually do anything about this too?
Yeah.
And
And since it's a tag fest, it's saying, hey, I'm announcing that probably a bunch of people are going to do something illegal.
and the vagaries around it as well. It shows this character who is a notorious street artist who's been biosculpted to appear a certain way as advertised. The if you know, you know, with your criminology and just also being a netizen, this is all it says. So it says enough to announce. It doesn't say anything to say anything, which is brought up also by the if not, then find out. So you can look at this and just go, or maybe you're already in the know about this, or otherwise there's some research to do to find out about this. The word on the street is that this is a notorious character who sponsors these street art like hide and seeks. But it's not just that; it's also the presentation of the art, like you would be creating as well as finding. So it acts kind of like a scavenger hunt, but you also need to leave things to scavenge along the way. So it is. This is probably, of what everything you're seeing here, would be the most punk. It's bright. You're tagging presumably dangerous areas. The theme is Road to Heaven, whatever that could mean. But you either already know, or you're going to have to find out if you want to participate. And you have until the 12th. Now, as the GM, that would mean that you would be spending these days researching so that you could do what you need to do on the 12th in order to participate in this higher stakes event, because you're going to be going around a city, and especially this is going to lean more into on the street. There's going to be elements you might be able to research online, but this is meant to be you're meant to tag the city you live in, right? You're meant to color your buildings. You're meant to actually get into the physical world and do these things, which could require transportation, lookouts, someone to actually create, or who knows what. There's only one way to find out, and that's through research. You might be able to research online, but the actual follow through is going to be meat space around the city. So There's that. Now, what's below that in the white space is supposed to come across as it is a very simple ad. It's not related to Calgary or the Tag Fest. But you all keep going. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that was a separation, because over here, this part actually is a part of the electronic fair. With the time that
I figured.
Yeah, with the time that I had, I didn't give it the justice it needed. So, yeah.
It worked out well, at least for me. I did see that.
Now, if you all want to pick apart the Tag Fest with your individual characters, you can. But that's the gist from what D-Rez could put forward, and any instincts or whatever that JP wants to say. Well, here's this, and for my own reasons, I put that out there.
And this is something that's happened on a regular basis? Like, there's a Tag Fest pretty regularly? This is a notorious, this is a wanted criminal because of this, because of the audacity of tagging things every year and holding these challenges in order to paint the city. In the grand scheme of things, she's probably not, like big corp level. This is just a notorious street criminal who she doesn't, as far as anyone knows, kill people, but she does spray paint and vandalize a lot of stuff. And she does so in a brazen and challenging way, which further irritates any powers that be.
If Robin Hood was Banksy.
There you go.
And D-Rez in sharing all this information maybe has a little bit of a respectful voice when speaking about her, in that when giving this information, like the balls on this Prizzy is admirable. You'd get that sense from her. She's not hiding that. Especially for
back. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, especially for like painting the town, especially in corpo buildings and things.
And looking the way she does. She's biosculpted herself to be very distinct looking.
Mm-hmm.
So as JP comes back, one of the things that you guys might notice is, after you guys have probably looked at them over, he actually tucks the Calgary one back in his pocket, and he explains as he looks over the other one. So I said earlier, too many coincidences is coincidences. That place was Ohio, right? And I don't usually give credence to this stuff, and then he kind of puts that FIA one forward. He goes, this was in Ohio, and it's really creepy, and it's apparently an official government document that was leaked.
Holiday City.
That's what that means? I just thought that was a, exclamation of surprise after saying Holiday City.
Oh.
Well,
Other than that,
yeah, you're not wrong. There's a link there.
I don't know too much about nomads out that way.
I know even less.
JP, do you have any special language for ads or solicitations or even just stories that you find in Screamsheets that are more this paranormal? Like in Men in Black, they call them the hot sheets or something like that, or the hot papers.
oh yeah, I mean, as a fixer, basically part of that walking around routine is picking up literally every tabloid and Screamsheet and piece of paper, and then reading it while drinking kibble. And so, I mean, he reads it, but this is something that's like, well, this actually has like some legitimacy to it, even though it's published in one of these off the beat tabloids.
Yeah, and it's 21 years old too.
Official document. Yeah, kind of like what it felt like. in that simulation.
Well, I'll just ask. A lot of these seem like potential jobs, but why exactly have you brought us an ad for moving into Pacifica?
Well, because where there's money moving, people like security, bodyguards, reliable transport.
And in a developing place like Pacifica, those with technical know-how and
Well,
networking.
well, maybe some distinguished folks like you, Mr. JP, and you, Miss Curie, could do that, but starting rent at that place is about 5 times higher than what I'm paying, so I don't think I'd exactly fit in around there.
I'm not saying you live there, I'm saying you work there.
Yeah. High-class living wants high-class workers.
You'd
No,
be
they don't.
surprised if it's reliable.
Most of the
Then
work
there's the fair,
come from over the
usually.
border.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Most of the workers in Pacifica come from over the border.
Yeah, but they dress them up all nice and fancy. If a single suit lays a finger on my car, they're not going to have that finger for very long.
All right, understood. And then the fair, usually that kind of job, booth attendants, security, maybe tactical know-how for some of the people trying to set up their displays in virtuality.
Yep, you got it.
Useful.
Booth bunnies, support, security, test dummies, all sorts of stuff.
Pretty interested in that one, to be fair. Whole bunch of
Whole bunch of
telecommunications giants coming together.
I would like to point out something that's actually dangerous about this, and no, it's not that name right there. And her finger points at the Arasaka name. No, those aren't the one. That's not the one to worry about. They tend to, given I know their internal processes, they tend to really take their public face seriously at events like this. So they won't be screwing around. Her finger points towards 2 of note. The first one is EBM. These guys
What's
have
got
been
you worried
bastards
about
since-
CBM?
These guys have been bastards since the 80s.
I mean,
And-
every corp, but
Oh no, them specifically.
I don't know too much about EBM, but I know one of those for sure. Data Inc. See their logo damn near everywhere in this city.
When it comes to EBM, they used to go by a different name. But, that's long ago now. History even beyond JP's ken.
Well, Kuroshi and Ziggurat I know are rather solid. I don't exactly trust Night Corp either, though.
The other one, and she taps her finger on the NCOM logo. Because, Maddie, 5 people on this planet would get that reference, and I'm one of them.
You're welcome.
VR hotshots. That,
Like Segotari.
yeah, but worse. Segatari are nice and clean-ish.
They just
Yeah,
make
so
video
is
games
the
people
hook.
like playing.
These guys, sorted.
the kinds of sordid people that would hijack things at the hook.
And have the technology to be able to do so.
It
Well,
would be at
say
least
that-
fun to go to the fair to see what they're displaying.
It's the meeting of all the communications giants.
You know, because
Well, if you're gonna
And
ever
Night Corp.
cyberize, you may as well get Kiroshi.
I think Kuroshi does more than just cyberize these days. It is what they're
Yeah.
known for, though.
It's what they're good at. if you're gonna replace parts of your meat suit, you may as well do it with the best. And even their lowest is far better than what you would find in other places.
It's a real shame when Kodiak crumbled.
I think that one's a little bit out of my purview.
Oh, in Cyberpunk 2018, Kuroshi buys out Kodiak.
Oh, you mean like the picture company Kodak?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
camera
yeah.
company.
Let's see, 2020 they did optics, equipment, and
I think the
interface.
real
They actually did
Kodiak company
interface
went
plugs.
underneath too, but I think they made a comeback.
No, yeah, kinda. 2045 they do cyberware.
They do almost everything by 2045.
It would at least be fun to go to the fair, you know, to see what's on display. I would be interested in just going. I mean, working would also be nice, but I don't know that I necessarily want to work for a corp.
Well, it's not really for a corp. You're working for the event.
Which
yeah,
is
I
probably
would
means
assume
you're
you'd either
working
be
for
working for Night Corp or
City
the
Hall.
Mayor's Committee. Yeah, City Hall. Thank you.
Wednesday to Sunday, it's not bad. He's gonna take his phone out and scan for more details on what exactly the full pay is.
Okay.
Yeah, D-Res
Since it's probably coming from either Night Corp or the City Hall.
Okay. The jobs available. There are some where you could work for one of the corporations on a contract basis. Like you're there, you are a representative in some way. The heaviest of that is going to be with Arasaka because they don't have an official, like they're not
Presence.
really allowed
Yeah.
in the city, so they're phoning it in, but need people who are not Arasaka to dress like Arasaka to be there. So they're Arasaka without being Arasaka. So yeah, you could work on behalf of these companies to do different things like you could be the booth bunny, dress up, showcase something. You could be a we'll say that these are your words that you're translating, JP. You could be a shill in the audience. So as they give a demonstration, you're paid to be like, "Oh, pick me! What? These brand new Kuroshi eyes can be installed in a matter of 1 hour? I don't believe you. Ho! Well, volunteer. Why don't you come up and we'll install one in front of everyone? Woo! You know."
I mean, if I get paid some eddies and I also get some free Kuroshis off it.
So you might be able to do things like that. Now, if you just want to work for the venue, because you want to do garbage removal, you want to do not corporate security, although, I mean, maybe that makes you itch a little bit, JP, because the corporations would need it. You could also just work site security or even cleaning, like janitorial, because there's going to be a bunch of people there. People need to eat. People need to use the bathrooms. People go home after every night, and so the empty facility needs to be cleaned and ready for the next day. They need jobs for everything because this is the big fair where they show off. Like we're already past the Christmas season. People already bought, but now to get people excited for what could be coming this year, this is a lot of product demos. Stuff that would be on the horizon for later this year, experimental things like that. So people already bought, and now they need to know that there's better 1 month later so that they get ready to buy again. Again, to be pessimistic and dystopian about it. You already bought your brand new eyes for Christmas, but in January, the next iteration of the eyes are getting ready to drop.
Now,
It would be very dystopian of Cyberpunk if most companies' fiscal year starts in January so they can push new products right after Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Now, there is a thing too. Just because we could go there to work security doesn't mean we also couldn't just steal everything not now down.
Maybe.
There's a lot of experimental prototypes and everything like that.
Yes. Also
Nothing's
consider
stopping us from just
these are all
building.
these are all the communications, meaning the people who run, sell, and work on security systems.
Oh,
Now that you
yeah,
say
but
that, Curry.
you wouldn't believe how many security companies don't follow what they preach.
So
Still,
this could be a good way to do that, to undermine, Curie, or if you're just saying that in just as lethality, or specifically to Drez, if you're like, oh man, fuck these guys. That could be a good way to get in there and do some petty ass bullshit, and also get paid to if you cover your ass enough. Or you could ingratiate yourself and do an excellent job. And
Kiri might be mentioning that off to the side to Drez, but specifically in the context of Arasaka, because of fuck Saka. But JP, as you were saying.
So I said, yeah, speaking of, I was just thinking of, I was just kind of imagining what, how Mac was reading about the jobs. Me, an unimposing, kind of well-dressed guy doing the janitorial services. I mean, we could just take it out back and throw it in his truck.
Could.
Nothing stopping us, although we would have to be careful, just in case they do decide that they, Socket decides they're gonna send, they get the clearance to send in one person, and that person happens to be, not,
Well, here's the
Not the
thing.
kind
If
of-
you're going to do a cold heist, always steal the second most valuable thing. Not the most valuable thing, second most valuable thing.
JP, you said you took the Calgary ad off the table. You put that in your pocket.
Yep.
Sure did.
Okay.
Fairly sure I saw that.
Kiri is gonna mention that being like, so the one you took off the table.
Oh, that was just something that I picked up for my own browsings. There's not really a job there. I mean, unless you're interested in leaving.
If I was interested in leaving, it wouldn't be to Calgary. Yeah, out of the pit that Saka dug into the arms of Biotechnica and Petrochem. No, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I used to work for Biotechnica, so I just, sometimes I see what they're developing.
Good to keep tabs.
I'd keep better tabs on Arasaka if they didn't actively want me dead.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
why I do
parted in somewhat better terms than that, that's for sure. I did get all of my wear ripped out of me, though. That was a rather painful process.
Yep.
You were abducted by aliens, JP? That's what happened to Robert Nash.
Nope, not aliens, just corporate goons.
Robert Edward Nash, who was in a random town in Ohio, despite being from New York.
Hey man, that's what happens.
Also, apparently, some information on that was found traced back here in that city. So we got a full cross-country mystery here. Guy from New York found in Ohio and data from that city.
That's what I said.
And a partial brain dance,
Coincidences,
too.
Coincidences. There's too many
Also-
coincidences in this thing.
Also, Project Red Book.
That didn't mean anything to me.
Well, the fact that it was that there was a specific part of it's a federal document that has a particular project designation.
Well, yeah, but they all do. That I just don't know anything about that specific project.
Well, that's what I mean. Not quite like this. Normally, if you have a document that's meant to be restricted, you'll simply just classify it, but you won't mention a project name on the top. This is you must be a part of the specific team that is on this project in order to get access to this information. So what's the project?
Red Book.
Yes, it is also FIA
Oh,
Aerospace Division.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's not. Maybe Red Book Access. Maybe it's Red Book Access.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Project. No, I don't know.
You'd have to go digging into that.
This would take a lot of yep. So if this interests you, yeah, it's in a tabloid, but is enough of it true? Do you want to go spiraling down conspiracy theories and bring
Digging into
down
FIA
government
circus?
agencies about potential aliens or something else that's going on? Do you want contact with the feds, let alone contact with private corps with the other options? Do you want to keep it local in Pacifica, or even go around town in more meat space with the Tag Fest? There's also that really abbreviated, this would be the least costing ad to take out in a Screamsheet. So maybe that's why you clipped it, JP. You're like, this is the most unassuming, budgeted.
It was actually attached underneath the Prizzy one. Like I didn't even pull that one out.
Yeah,
separate.
right.
Like, that's
sort
just on the same page.
Kiri's gonna scan it and have a look at it just to see
what exactly is UAC?
Okay. As the fixer, UAC, again, they had a word limit to be super cheap. Up and coming.
Up and coming, okay.
So, a real go-getter, probably a small business. Kiri, you scan this with your agent, and it takes you to Kang Tao with a division called Smart Weapons. If you're talking, I can't hear you.
Kang Tao. Weapons testing by the looks.
My
That
suit's
seems
good,
easy.
but I'm definitely not gonna get shot at.
Outback is trying to look up something on his phone, but he types one finger, so he's like,
He's a hunting packer.
yeah, like,
I think it's more.
Giraffa.
We'd
What
be
the hell are the
thinking-
Soviets wanting with Pacifica?
I imagine
There's a reason I don't shoot rifles anymore. It's basically like getting shot yourself, and it sucks.
speak for yourself.
But you're not old yet.
Well,
How old do you think she is?
I'm probably the second oldest here.
I don't know, mid-30s.
Yeah. Actually, like, round of the money, yeah, mid-30s.
Apparently, this Pacifica thing's
How
a
old do you think I am?
collaboration.
50s?
56.
Not that old. Especially in this day and age.
Well, no, but in a way it is. I mean, I saw a whole different culture and then experienced the end of it. And then we're kind of coming back to it, to be honest with you.
You and me both. Yours was here, mine was in Tokyo.
Opposite ends of the world, almost.
As a GM to player note, I don't have the exact pay up. All of these are going to pay you more than what just
you're-
finding random gigs for the week will. But obviously, higher risk and
Yes,
reward.
it'd be more than like 500.
The Prizzy thing has no rewards up front because you're going to have, if you don't know about it, you're going to have to research it and then participate in it. And then presumably, if you're successful in the scavenger hunt, you're going to get paid. The Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind it's a tabloid, which means if you find something, there's probably a huge payout. The media would go nuts for stuff like this. But so it's not promising a payout, but it is something that is promising. However, the other things...
That's super high risk in terms of not necessarily danger, but you probably won't get paid. But if you do, you'll make a mint. I guess that's the sort of job that we're looking at there.
And the other three, that would be diagonal here. It just depends on what you would like to do. As you all were talking about it, if you want to take a gig, like, all right, let's all apply together and be security let's be a security detail for Ziggurat. Okay, then that will come with certain roles and responsibilities and pay, as opposed to you work day shift as like just a floor sweeper during the convention to keep it nice and neat. Now, it doesn't mean that during that gig you couldn't cause mischief, network, or you might find yourself involved in a heist whether you wanted to or not, because you're probably not the only ones who see this and go, yes, the tech.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
So these, well, with the exception of Kang Tao, which there's only one thing offered. You are product testing. The other two are, it scales to what would you like to do? What are you all comfortable doing? Because maybe by this point, because you don't have the best armor, you might not want to work a high security job, but you're fine if you do booth bunny stuff. Because, I don't know, D-Res, maybe you're like, oh, I can, I love wearing flashy outfits and I want to show off the tech, and, I don't mind if people are looking at me or something. Then maybe you want to do booth bunny stuff and the others are doing something else, or you work it in where you cause a distraction and other people do something else. If you take any of those three, you let me know where in the concept, well, Kang Tao is fixed, but so in those two, Pacifica or Night City, you let me know what you would like to do as a gig, and then we'll scale the pay for what you're doing.
They're flexible screen sheet.
To be honest.
This is going to start on the 12th. This would be, if you choose, would be the research needed to get in on it, as none of you have participated in this before, and this is a underground culture thing. You're going to have to discover it yourself, ask questions, or do research. And then that would start the gig and then be an ongoing gig. So it's not like, well, you do it for a day and then it's done. But if you're in on it throughout this series, throughout this Tag Fest, you spend the week researching, you start it, and then it would provide returns over time after you've already cracked into it, and then you sort of get a task, go and tag this or go and find this as a part, and then you could weave that into, if you want to take a week off, well, one of those days you need to go and go to the 10th floor of the XYZ building and paint a smiley face or something, right? Options for what you all want to do.
Yep.
I mean, out of the 5 that we have here, in order that Outback would propose it, it would be 5 being probably the worst option is Aliens, then Prizzy, then Kang Tao, then Pacifica, and then Night City Electronic Fest. I mean, so many corps there, government, that's like the most assured pay. But also, everyone's going to be looking at that like, Night City Electronic Fair, cool. Fight night market.
Yeah. But,
the Kang Tao one is only there because, while it's corp-backed, I believe we only have a single person here who can even test smart weapons, which is D-Res. Because you need interface plugs.
They're looking for participants in testing.
Neuroports come with a set by default.
Okay, so we have a few, but I mean that leaves.
Well, they technically actually, because
I'll drive you there, but
well, because doesn't JP have plugs?
Nope. I just have I have a cyber audio suite and an internal agent, so I don't have any interface.
So you need something that can interface.
Plug into the agent to add or
but you don't have
I can't plug into a vehicle or
a smart weapon, so that's why that's there. Like
I would really like a smart weapon at some point.
It's a core, so you get that, but
do some of these jobs.
It's only smart weapon development testing. No guarantee they're going to give you anything.
Well, here's a question.
I could clip it.
True, but here's a very distinct question that I think we all need to consider. if we end up doing jobs together, people are gonna start making business associations between a bunch of us as a team. If we are to do that, then what do we want to sell ourselves on as a brand? Are we mercs? Are we those who simply do odd jobs?
Well,
What's the path forward, you know?
usually in Night City, when you start gathering a group of individuals, you run them as a crew. Some crews have names, some don't. Some are just a collection of talented people that you call on at the right time. Now, this was one of the things I was thinking about with this electronic fair, robbing it. It's going to be a busy, hot place. And we have, at this moment in time, a group of very loosely associated people have no history together that could get multiple varied positions across the venue and sweep at the right time when other chaos, or create other chaos that allows opportunities.
That's true.
And are we?
We're barely even loosely associated at this point based on the hook.
That is
If
it.
we were to do that at
is
some
our
other
only point of contact so far.
if we were to tackle something like this, that if in the future, say if we were to become a crew and
Have
make
a
a name
name
for
and
ourselves,
a brand.
that would
It'll
be
be much
harder for
easier.
but it would be harder for us to do a fair like this and not get noticed.
Yes, but there's a difference between. There's a very distinct thing with crews, and JP, I think you know this. Those in power, like the NCPD and Arasaka and the like, tend to like to hire these crews just as much as they like to drag them out and, commit summary executions. Because the thing is that they're useful, they're expendable, and they're plausible deniability.
True.
NCPD's only a gang with governmental backing.
So, do we want to make
So
a
what-
name for ourselves? I say hitting the tech fest is a perfect way to do it. Not to mention I am very much itching to give the middle finger to Arasaka once again.
Hit the Tech Fest, sure. But I think two biggest names there to hit are Kuroshi and Arasaka. Or Segatari if you want to steal some games.
I think that that is such a hard word when you go to say
Anonymity.
it. Anonymity.
English is a dumb language.
Yeah.
Just stick to French.
Very valuable in this specific situation. Considering the names that are on the board and some of the stuff, and if we can, we want to try and keep the names and associations of individuals as the other people that were causing chaos, if we can leverage things that way.
Mm.
Someone else will want to hit the expo, no doubt. We could use it as a smokescreen.
That's what I'm saying. And
Well-
then, you know, I am a fixer. I am a gato of Night City. If you guys want to work on a name, well then I can definitely get you nice little business cards to hand to associates. But as to my own name and identity, I am JP or Jean-Pierre. And I keep that.
If
Oh,
we're
don't
gonna
ever
work,
think I'll leave you in a firefight because I did work on a team once. Just don't
Well-
assume you're my only team.
I won't. But if we're gonna work as a group, I'm glad the whole business suit and business cards works for you, but that is not my thing.
You know, if I ever die, I might give you my suit just to see what you do with it. Put it in my will.
I will put it in a plastic case and keep it in my trunk.
How fitting.
At least he's honest.
It definitely makes you look corpo. You'd fit in.
That was the plan. At
Well-
least for my position.
Oh,
I just look like a gentle corporate nobody.
Well, if we really want to talk about names on the board, I'll point attention to Giraffa moving in on Pacifica down there. Could be interesting to see what the Russians want in Pacifica.
You want to deal with the
Same
Russians?
with any other corp. Wants to, build big amusement parks and build fancy malls and things like that, and make it a
Well-
corporate hotspot. That's
Well, you know,
the
the
gig.
Voodoos have done that too, right?
Well, I do suppose I don't know a terrible lot
Well-
about Russia, but it seems that Pacifica is quite the opposite of what environment Russia seems to have.
Frozen
It could be as simple as that, but
Well, not all of
I
Russia.
wouldn't exactly trust a Russian corp. Especially not Giraffa.
The other thing that's interesting too, though, you mentioned the Voodoo Boys. They're kind of, it's a perfect time. They're kind of cannibalizing themselves right now, as the Haitians make landfall.
So many options. But I think, look, we'll either have a grievance with one of the corps at this expo, simply want to make some scratch, want to make a name, and her eyes tick to go for now. Given what you were saying earlier, you seem like the kind of guy who's really into his technology. Imagine getting your hands on the latest and greatest the Data Corps have to offer. What you could do, not even just selling it, but reverse engineering.
I'd love to have a look from a technology standpoint too.
Yes, I am sure that if you see anything even remotely net related, you'll be wanting to get your hands on it as fast as you possibly could.
Can you blame me?
Well, we'll have a one.
I can only
two-
blame that you leave a mess in the apartment.
I have
I mean,
considered
4
getting
days? Yeah.
some optics,
No, 5 days.
but
You'll have 5 days to do
Nice.
stuff. We should probably hit it Sunday, maybe Saturday, but
I
Well,
mean, I don't really have any
working-
grievances against any of the corps at the electronic fair, but like Gopher was saying, I would greatly like to have some Kuroshis.
we can try to do it Saturday night and then show up for work Sunday morning. Like, oh no, what happened?
Very true.
That's a thought.
What do you think, Gopi? You were mentioning getting a pair of Kuroshis. How about getting them with a 5-finger discount?
If I don't have to pay, that's all the better. But if I could also just trick them into giving me a free pair by acting as a shill, I'm fine with that. Though if we're going to be stealing from them, I might need to acquire a different car because mine is quite a bit noticeable.
Very true.
As much as I absolutely hate the current state of manufacturing cars right now, them all looking the same does play into
Hiding.
heisting.
Hmm.
yeah,
And
I was
looking
even
the
looking
part-
at road bikes, and God, they're expensive.
Yeah.
The
There is a cheap car
Aldecaldos,
in one of the expansions, the Metro Zonda car, and it's like a
the
2 seater.
Aldecaldos got a few road bikes. I could probably take one out. If you'd rather just do it as a load what you can into a duffel bag and hand it off to me to take off with.
Well, I was thinking a truck that I could throw the bags into because I'm taking out the trash.
Well, I don't think the Aldecaldos have any garbage trucks on
Well, it
standby.
doesn't have to be a garbage truck, son.
It could be just a box
pickup
truck.
truck. Like the
Or box.
Grundy.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Anything I take on loan from the Aldecaldos is going to be, well, you're not going to have any glass protecting your back.
It's fine. Hopefully, no one should be shooting at you if this goes to plan.
Well,
But nothing ever goes to plan, JP.
I know.
Kiri
But
just pitches the picture for
out of all of the points of failure in this system, I don't think the bullet or not bulletproof glass will be the breaking point in this particular scenario. My lab. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we cut to 5 seconds later. 5 sessions later, we're Outback has a bullet in his head because a sniper nailed him through the bullet, through the windshield.
Yep. 5 sessions later, my character is dead. I'm still in the driver's seat, and I'm flooring it straight down the highway, dead because I can't take my foot off the gas.
And then I would have to live on with that guilt while you make a new character.
I mean, hey, if Outback dies, then, the group gets a med tech, so...
We lose a
That's-
vehicle for a med tech.
That's what my backup character is. They were
Well, at
like,
least
Go
your
for.
backup
Do you have any
character is
particular
Battlefield.
insight or preferences for jobs? Because I don't think you've spoken up too much. Like, does the heavy machinery of the Pacifica Paradise ad, with all the building or stuff, or is the more electronic fair, the electronic fair at the electronic fair interest you, or do you secretly believe in aliens and actually would want to, like, low key investigate this, or you're like, ooh, smart weapons, or maybe an artistic streak in you?
I mean,
what's your-
with the Project Redbook stuff, it might be interesting to look into. But I think if we try and do that, it'll be like the overarching campaign goal kind of thing.
Yeah, like for this is just a tabloid. It's not a job, but it does give you things to consider through, in the future, because this article is 21 years old, but it has come up recently. Maybe people are talking about it on the net, or something caused it to get reprinted such that JP, tore the page out of the tabloid and was like, well, this is something to discuss
So
or
many
talk about.
coincidences. Yeah.
Yeah, like why Ohio is brought up again, and whatever.
Why is here in Night City to begin with?
Seems like the smart weapon stuff, at least it's not BD. But
Yeah.
what is that actually going to entail for us? That is the
Kangtown needs
question.
people to shoot, and perhaps people to
Shoot at.
challenge the weapons. Yeah.
First test, we're going to shoot, paper targets. And second test, we'll shoot sandbags. Third test, we're going to shoot enemies of the state.
Or they might need a stunt
that's what-
driver to navigate a vehicle very quickly while someone is unloading with a smart weapon to see if the smart weapon can keep up with a good driver.
Suppose.
Now that
Huh.
would be a test to see, to be honest.
Surely Paul Bunyan can cut down more trees than the guy with the chainsaw.
Surely John Henry can beat a railroad machine.
Surely. Yes.
I mean, all of these sound like potentials that we can even lean into. But
I think. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying that I'm kind of partial to tech. So
What?
testing out
that's-
smart
I mean-
weapons or going to the Night City Electronics Fair is. I mean, I'd at least go. Even if I don't work.
Yeah. Just from my own personal opinion, I think there's no greater or higher pursuit than going to something that a corp wants you to do and robbing them blind.
I mean, I don't disagree.
Rather than helping some up and coming corpo test their weapons, I'd rather go to a bunch of tech giants and take all their stuff.
To note as well, 2 of those jobs are
Wow.
time locked. The others are presumably at least more ever.
Right.
Like there's ads for it currently going on, so you could probably do that this week and maybe even next week and continue it or find something else. But the Tag Fest and the Electronic Fair are hard locked in time. You do them this
Yeah.
well, you could start Tagfest at the end of this week, but yeah, like it's not an evergreen thing.
D-Res probably on her own is probably going to look at Tagfest and see what that'll entails.
Yeah, and I think GoPro will probably
She's been
kind of.
following this Prizzy for a while.
What was gonna do, sorry?
I think GoPro will probably look into it as well, just out of curiosity.
The Tagfest.
Yeah. But as far as jobs go, it seems like gonna head to the fair, huh?
Outback's down for the fair too. Especially if you can get some free optics.
That could be this week, and we can tackle one of the other jobs next week.
Yeah.
You know, there's no rest for the wicked, and
Tonight and tomorrow,
No.
we're tied up with checking into Mikhail and Hook.
Mm.
And then we go
Yep.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Sign up for our various jobs at the fair.
Yep.
And then next Monday, you guys can start looking into your tagging sessions.
yeah.
Erez, I'm gonna look into Prizzy. Gopher is also gonna look into Prizzy. Outback, I'm gonna look on dating apps for Prizzy. Single.
Meet goblins in your area.
Hold on, wait.
Well,
we
I
do
mean, well,
Tagfest. We might meet. If we do Tagfest, we
I
might be
wouldn't be
Prizzy. Oh yeah, let's do
surprised
that.
if there wasn't an exotics dating app in Night City.
Yeah,
There
I'm sure there's an
absolutely
exotics.
is.
Yeah,
I
It's
mean,
called it's called Love Sculptor.
yeah, like
With an R.
Biosculpt Harmony or something.
It's not.
look,
It's
the issue there, right, is that there are two kinds of occupations that you get into after you get exotic biosculpting, and it's either criminal professions, because the corpse won't hire you,
yeah.
or you become a joy toy.
I've heard there
Well,
are certain corps that
I mean-
buy very certain biosculpted people for very certain jobs.
Yeah.
There's also a few running businesses that enjoy their jokes. There's a whole law firm of sharks, for instance, in California.
I completely forgot about the law shark law firm. The literal law firm full of sharks.
Part of the job is you next day go get biosculpted into a shark.
Oh, I
for
completely
being
forgot
hired.
about that. It's amazing.
It still boggles my mind that anyone would want a biosculpt.
Back in Houston, the
heck,
branch of biotech out in Houston had a literal moat around their building full of shark biosculpted people with laser guns.
That is interesting. That sounds like a conspiracy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, I saw them.
And
That
here
is-
on
They
I
They
was
said
not-
they said that shark biosculpts were a bit easier to train than actual sharks with lasers.
Well, yeah, because they're people.
Exactly, so they can think.
Saka did in Tokyo did hire some more biosculpting stuff for mascots. Kitsune
Thank you,
and other
Tony.
humanoid yokai.
That would be kind of
Really only worked
because
in the Japanese market.
well,
Oh, it
yeah,
works here.
because they're
You can see
very
a cat girl on
Japanese
almost every
superstition.
block in Night City.
Yes, and most of them want to suck you. Kiri just says that flat. Like it's just like yes, and most of them want to suck your dick.
I was wondering what they were all about.
Joy Toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joy toys on every corner.
And Kiri kind of turns to Deer as it is just like, does that thought make you uncomfortable, D?
What? Joy toys?
Hmm.
No.
I think they're doing some of the smartest business in this city.
I did it for a while.
We was eating something, but then she stopped.
Yeah, new lore unlocked.
I don't think I remember you telling me that. She doesn't
It never
seem.
came up.
She doesn't seem bothered by it at all. She's not just being like, oh, I didn't know that.
I had to get by at some point. Like, I had to earn eddies to
Not
maintain
a
at
shame,
least surviving on the street. I mean,
not a shameful business, and they hear a lot.
some joy toys get paid a pretty penny, but I was not one of them. This was
At
long
least
before I
you
met
still-
you.
Have humility.
Not 6 figures work in 3 days.
No. This was long before I met you, and this is ages ago. Before I really started getting good at net running. You know,
Before you
had
ask,
to
no, I
get
was
my
never a
first
Joy
stack
Toy.
somehow. Sorry, what, JP?
Oh, sorry. I have a little bit of delay, it seems. So I keep trampling on you, and I don't mean to, but I was saying, and before you guys asked, no, I was never a Joy Toy.
Judge if you were.
No judgment.
Everyone's doing what they gotta do. And if you got the body for
Yeah.
it, all the better for it.
I have killed far too many people in this life to have any judgment about what anybody does.
Doesn't mean you don't, though.
That's
Typically,
usually
if I
reserved
have,
for Arasaka.
typically, if I have a reason to judge you, I probably will just shoot you.
That's about
Fair
my
enough.
philosophy.
About how it goes.
That was a very Solo's mindset.
That's how I remain non-judgmental.
Carry out here like, yeah, I haven't drowned like 50,000 people in the Sanzu. No.
It sounds like you all want to do the electronic fair then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't have to be
Okay.
here because we could talk about it between sessions. Because this is a rather open, they need people from food vendors to whatever, right? If you're selecting that, I will, let me know what you would like to do, and I will plan around that, and we'll run that when we get to Wednesday, because you'll have to show up for registering yourselves and orientation and whatever, and then the gig will be the convention over the rest of the week as the days go
Right.
by and you do this or that, or you respond to this or that too. The other appetizers have already come and gone as you've been talking, and JP, that to linger too long would be to impose on your hostess.
Yeah, now it's time to go to the hook. And I am going to go find some more scream sheets.
Yeah, we'll keep
I'm
you
gonna
informed
go.
on whatever we find.
Investigate that for sure, because
I also make sure, unless anyone else wants to, I want to make sure that I also take the Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind one in my pocket.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, you hold on to Calgary and aliens.
I have eclectic tastes.
and I thought I was the superstitious one.
You don't even know how superstitious Doubtback is. It's just all of his stuff is weird nomad superstitions. Weird.
Hmm.
How not to summon the road devils.
Exactly.
All right. So JP, you are taking off and you're letting the others investigate the hook for the rest of the day.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
If they need anything, they need to talk to anyone, they can call me and I can try and find someone.
Okay. Gopher, you're going with everyone to the hook, or okay.
Yeah.
That works out because that's 4 people.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, out and about,
Check
you
on the dragon.
you know, speaking of Night Corp, and even Biotechnica, you know, you end up leaving. You pass by the avian disposal registration, and of course, you see throughout the boxes a drop box. At one point, there's a Biotechnica van with people in hazmat suits that are getting ready to empty one out. Just, you know, it's another day. It happens all the time.
Poor fucking birds.
Mm.
They're carrying diseases. That's why they gotta get rid of them.
Ain't their fault that they got sick. It's our fault, really. We took better care of this place, birds wouldn't be getting sick, and they wouldn't be getting us sick.
Yeah, but there's no money in it. If there was, then they'd be doing it, right?
Things, you know, when you don't live in the cities, you take care of the outside take care of you. One of the family members back where I was from, he had a clever little crow. Could almost speak in full sentences.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he
Most
mostly
species
taught
around
it.
here is pigeons and seagulls.
Yeah, well, he mostly only told it how to curse, so.
Yeah, those are some smart birds for sure. Crows and the ravens and
Parrots.
Well, the bird flu thing is definitely something that no one wants.
No, it's not. Y'all want to go in? I can stay out here, keep the car warm for y'all.
Well, as you're approaching, going in is not a normal option. It looks like there are some construction crews, and there's also police tape outside with like "Do not enter." Crime scene.
oh, so PD's actually doing something.
A couple days later, but they got to it.
Well, this was a spot where a Trauma Platinum member was attacked, so.
Well,
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm going to try and find a way around the police tape so that it doesn't detect me or my comrades.
Does this place have a back entrance that I could drive around to?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Given that this is in, so not that you'd be able to drive to. There's an access alley, but this is closer to downtown. Like during the radiation, this would have been a place that would have been more affected by it, because it's closer to the center of everything. Which is why it's in a nicer building. It's a nicer appearing brain dance parlor. So you wouldn't be able to drive to the back, but there is an alleyway that would provide access for garbage, for people to like haul like skinny dumpsters on wheels or something like into and out of, or to get to a back entrance for a fire escape situation.
So I could just park on the street and happen to park right in front of this alley for you guys to go down.
I'll go down that alley.
Probably a little bit more smart than just walking straight through the front.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's
not
getting
gonna
out?
leave the car running. I'm not gonna leave the car running for too long, but
I'm getting out of the car and heading toward the back.
Okay. D-Rez is in the alley. Outback's in the car. JP's doing his own thing elsewhere. What's Gopher and Kiri doing?
Probably standing by on security. Probably standing by on security, like a. If I gotta go in and intimidate someone or draw a gun.
Are you staying out front, or are you going into the alleyway?
Going into the alleyway, probably.
Okay. Gopher?
Probably a bad idea for D-Rev to be in there alone.
Hmm.
So I'll go with her.
Okay. Into the alleyway then. Kiri lingering, keeping an eye out as Gopher and D-Rez proceed down this access, ingress or egress alleyway between the hook and whatever neighboring building there is. Okay. Well, as the hook doesn't have a need for windows, well, there is a big skylight, so there is that. You're not seeing any windows on the outside, but there are along the side of the building. There's a couple like emergency exit only doors that also have, do not enter, police line, crime scene, and then it gets to the back, which is a shared space with other buildings on the block for dumpsters and maybe like deliveries or something along those lines for things that are carted down the alleyway. Not car wide, but for things like that. So things to take in or out on whatever, like carts or things like along those lines. So the doors are all labeled that you shouldn't cross. It is a police, police investigation, and as well that there's a construction, like danger construction, hard hat required and stuff.
So I'm going to attempt to. So the police tape, is it the digital police tape, or is it like?
Yeah.
Like
So
strips of
think of it
plastic?
like if you cross it, it would sound an alarm. It's a sensor,
Okay.
right? So.
Oh. But then what is the grisly detective who's been in the game too long supposed to lift up when they enter the crime scene?
Before touching the door, I'm going to attempt to turn that sensor off of the receiving deliveries door.
Okay.
So how do you want me to do that?
As it would be reporting a signal, presumably it has its own.
There's a quick hack that disables cyberware, right?
The quick hack does. Let's see.
I feel like a disabled cyberware quick hack would just turn the tape off.
Is it a really simple, like 1 or 2 floor net arc, or
Yeah, if you do that, or it'd be a simple, it'd be an architecture to
electronic
take
security
control of the node with sensors.
Yeah. First floor would just be a password. Second floor would be a control node.
Yeah, then I'll just see about breaching it with a back door. With my worm active. Breach it. 13 of that.
I doubt police tape has too high of a password. DV13 password on police tape would be wild.
I
suppose the
should
other
keep
thing
this
to
chart
look
up
at-
about the average difficulty values for things.
Difficulty of
Yeah, it is very
of,
nice to have.
of that is typically like
You could always also just like
8, 10,
6, 8, 10, 12.
usually evens.
Okay.
Yeah. Because and like the normal one is like the 9, 13, and that's like the interface ones are rounded because of the fact that they only get their interface to the bonus.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for any.
Yeah. So you're not looking. You're not breaking into the police system itself. This is just
No,
the
just this tape. Yeah.
like the remote network of sensors that are connected to each other that presumably would broadcast a signal to the police, but they're their own thing. You're not getting, you're not digging into police records or town hall or anything. That would be a lot more difficult. So sure, we'll say that you're in the sensors.
Yeah, typically a backdoor on an architecture is a DV8, so
Yeah.
I pass. Then to control the sensor on this particular set, that's what I'm gonna do to turn it off briefly to let myself, Kiri, and
Gopher.
Gopher in. Okay.
Okay.
11 would
Control is
probably do it
usually
too.
a DV10. Yep. So
All right, you are in control of the police tape.
So I'll turn off the sensor to like the tape that's directly in front of me, not the rest of it,
Okay.
but just the sensor on the. So it still displays the holographic, but
The alarm.
the sensor itself is turned off. The alarm is turned
Okay.
off for crossing this one.
How meta, you
So
backdoored the
that-
back door.
Yep. and then obviously get into the actual door using my password that I changed it to lock all the doors.
The door is well, two things. One, the passwords are changed, so you can figure that out. Two, the door has a physical lock.
Okay.
So Outback's lament of, well, what's a heavy to do in a situation like this? If you get past the digital tape, someone still needs to bust a door, or pick a lock, or do things mechanically as well. But that is bonus info for you, Drez, is that the passwords you changed have been changed.
Okay. NCPD probably did that. But
It's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Or admin.
Like how the Bluetooth connection on most McDonald's menus is just 5 zeros. So if you want to hijack their menus, there you go.
Yep, just run Doom
1,
on
2,
their
3, 4,
kiosks.
5. It's either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Or if you want to break into the Louvre and steal some priceless paintings, all you need to do is put in the password Louvre.
Yep.
I mean, it's actually not the main thing that failed as far as that entire thing is concerned. But I heard about it and it made me giggle raucously.
Oh yeah,
While you're at the
were
door,
so
Drez,
many fucking.
you can also hear construction, like, and some banging sounds coming from the other side.
Okay. So people are on the other side. Okay.
Can you still get back into the cameras?
I could try to bridge the architecture from here. But I have a better chance of it being closer to the actual terminal that does that. Like Mikhail's desk there at the back room.
Yep, that's the brain.
So, anyone good at opening doors that have locks? I have a little bit of skill, but not much. Kitty, can you bust a lock open, or Gopher? Do you know how to bust a lock open?
Lockpicking is a pure technique skill, so on the pure metrics of having high technique, he probably could.
Probably.
Because I don't know that breaching the password will actually get this door open. So.
Demolitions could work too, but someone might notice.
I have a little bit of experience, but not a whole lot.
Neither do I, but the locks that I've ever tried to open up have been very simple. I don't know how difficult this one might be. It's the hook, after all.
This is a nice place, and this is a back door to a nice place with lots of tech in it.
I suppose I could give it a try.
Probably better at it than me.
I don't know. Pick lock.
Oof.
Oof.
We
That's
look.
double
I mean-
one.
We need every session to have. We need to
I mean,
have
even
this.
with that, is that still like higher than Kiri's base picklock? I don't know where everyone's tech is
Yeah.
at.
Yes, it is.
I
Um,
know D-Res just took ranks in picklock, or was that Kiri?
No, it was me.
Okay, it was you. So I don't know where your technique is at.
Nope. My
No, I'm
technique
base
is
6.
5.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, you did still do better than D-Res or Kiri.
I think I'm at like a base 9 on JP.
I'm at a base 8. I've taken no ranks in picklock or pickpocket.
So Gopher,
like
the door baffles you. At least not with like if you want to be stealthy about it. I'm sure you're confident enough that you could knock down the door, use an acetylene torch to cut through it or something like that. This is going to be a little bit more stealthy, so the stealth route is not going to be what works for you. There's no elegant way to pick into here. Though I can say while you're spending time at the door, more than just hearing construction sounds that D-Res does, you do hear particular power tools. Nothing sounds outside of the, outside the bounds of, they don't have jackhammers, but there is a lot of just like power screwdrivers. There's some saws, and in particular, while you're at the rear entrance, which would be closer to where, the back room is, the noises are loud enough from the power tools that it sounds like the work is being done in the central area. It sounds more hollow and more distant than from where you're at.
I mean, I guess that actually makes sense. Since D-Res stopped them, the bozos, before they found or entered the secret back room. These people might not know about it either.
So no luck.
No.
All right, then trying to
I can
hack my
try.
way through the door. Go for it. I'm not gonna stop you.
Let's just burn you luck and attempt to crack the door with a picklock.
Get a crit. Get a crit.
Mm-mm.
It's a 12.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, like Kiri's like Jimmy, and he's like, no, this is tougher than usual, fair.
All right, try cracking it to sort of see if it comes open. Is the route we're going. So I'm going to try and breach back into the architecture to try and undo the locks on this door eventually.
Okay,
I'm
so now
probably
you want to get into the hooks architecture, not just the police state. All right.
Yeah, and I can do that from a distance. I think I have to see some kind of network port in order to be able to jack into it. So do I see any of that on the exterior here?
No. No, there's no windows. There's a couple doors that like they appear to just be like really heavy metal, like, well, safety security doors. That would be the exit only, so there's no handles.
I mean,
There is a window that exists on the building, but it's not on the side.
there is also
Do we want to
another option if there's an option if you don't care about your breaking and entering being discovered later. Someone happens to have a manual override for any lock that is whisper quiet. If you just want to sniper shot the lock.
Yeah, that is an option.
Violence solves a
Yeah,
lot of problems.
You know what? I have a whisper quiet heavy pistol. Let's just put a round in the lock.
Ballistic override.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'll make a shot with the heavy pistol.
For effective short range, that would be a success.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and roll damage then.
Congratulations, you can indeed shoot the broadside of a barn.
Yeah. Not that you'd be able to tell over the past couple sessions. God damn. I'd
Yeah, it
imagine
would
the
have
lock
been pretty
probably wouldn't have
devastating
more than,
to.
like,
Sorry, what was that?
I was just gonna say I can't imagine the lock having more than like 10 HP.
There is rules for objects
Yeah, I'm
and
trying to...
HP, but that's for using them as cover.
I mean, that's kind of what you would treat it as. That's the easiest way to treat it, is just a piece of cover. But steel, thin steel's like 15 or 20 HP.
Yeah, and then it
For
has
sure.
its own armor, right? Or it is its own armor, isn't it?
Right, it just is.
No, it's just a hit point pool.
Yeah, it's just a pool of damage it soaks.
Okay. Pang. Not quite there.
Do it again.
Well, it's an ROF 2 weapon. So.
Another success.
That would be 25 damage. So just Kiri just puts it on the thing and just like.
Okay. The lock is blown through with 2 shots.
Open it.
Blick and.
Okay. The door creaks open, and from inside the hook, we're gonna treat the door as cover because there are several gunshots, thum, 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 and the door pang pang, and you're seeing bullet indentations like come through the door, like it's stopped by the door.
Oh,
The sound of saws and power tools is no longer heard. Get the fuck out of here, you scavs!
Eh.
I was not expecting to get shot at today.
I prefer that than the werewolf.
Is the voice familiar?
No.
Hey, so anyone got like a flashbang on him or something?
I could.
No.
The only thing I could try is to try and talk him down. Because that would be her attempting to tell them they're not scavs. They're hired by the NCPD for investigation purposes. Unless somebody's got a better idea.
I mean, we're still considered employees.
Yeah,
right?
we are. We do still have employee records.
Yep. We work here. Yeah. Okay. So she'd use that to her advantage. She'd say we work here, and we're investigating what happened.
All right, you're throwing open the door.
Not fully open, just
Yeah, peeking over like, hey.
peeking over and saying that, and if I need to, I'll roll for it.
You're gonna have to convince this person that you are very much like you belong here, despite whatever beliefs he holds otherwise.
So that persuasion check?
Yeah. And
Probably,
I have a good persuasion.
I'd like to make a complimentary check here. To give a +1. Actually, I honestly think wardrobe and style would be perfect here. As like Kiri would poke her head out, it's like, do scouts wear something like this?
well, Dira says that she's not making herself visible.
Not terribly. No, I'm staying behind the
Yeah.
door. Just kind of.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, she's not making herself visible, then yeah, no, never mind. Just go ahead and make the decision. Don't
Okay.
mind me.
Okay, 15. That's not bad.
This person. If you're an employee, why the fuck did you have to blow through the door?
Because they changed the passwords, you idiot.
No one's supposed to be here, you idiot!
Well, I'm here. I'm friends with the manager.
Kiri would back up. Not only did they change the passwords, but the NCPD tape outside means that even though we are meant to be here, they wouldn't let us through. So we had to take the back door. And of course, they changed the locks.
Yeah, well, we'll just see about that. Keep your faces behind that fucking door. I gotta make a call.
To who?
The manager.
All right.
Pretty sure
Get
he's in the
Mikhail on the
hospital
phone.
right now.
Yeah, he's in the hospital.
Well, you don't see this because you're not looking in, but he's going to pull out an agent, make a call. He says you can come in and see what we're doing. Come in slowly, and don't get in my boy's way.
Not getting in anybody's way. Just here to look around. And she steps out from behind the door.
Okay, you can see there's a group of construction workers. Several of them have pistols that were pulled here. And in walks an anime girl. They look at each other, shrug. Get back to work. I'm gonna keep an eye on them, though. Go on, work. You're getting paid good money.
Gap Moe and Bishoujo walk into a bar. Kiri's got her case in one hand. She slipped the heavy pistol back into her jacket, and of course she's got the sword on her hip because you don't go into places without being armed these days. Like you don't walk around without being armed.
So I'm going to head to the nearest terminal.
Okay.
And I'm going to log into the network.
Okay.
With the intention of finding all of the files and everything that we can, in so much as maybe leaving the back room open, but still investigating with the cameras in there. See if there's anything missing.
Okay.
A lot of camera stuff. So, but to get back into control of the cameras is my intention.
Okay. Break into the system.
Okie dokie. I am going to put 2 luck into this, just so that I can make sure that I get in.
Oof.
Which would be 10.
I just had that.
Password's DV8.
Okay. That's just a fixed thing, or?
Yeah, it's flat. It's
Okay.
fixed. It's a fixed difficulty.
Okay. Okay. So you're at the terminal. Beep boop bop. Password and you're in.
Mm-hmm.
There's after you get in through this door, this whatever net door,
Mm-hmm.
similar to what you see physically, there's nothing. Like, you can see where there would be like inventory and like categories or like containers for data. Everything is empty.
Oh, that's unusual. Aside from like, so if I were to go, so there's nothing on this floor, or do I need to make a pathfinder to look and see if there's anything else in the architecture? Like other terminals, other files?
It's you've discovered the architecture. It's an empty building.
Oh,
So there's architecture, but there's nothing in the architecture.
so I could freely move through it as much as I want?
You can, because there's nothing there.
Completely derelict. No ice, no. Whoa, okay.
Oh,
Nothing.
All the hardware, none of the software.
Yes.
so So do I see any other terminals linked to this system?
Presumably they all are. They're all a part of the. Like even Short Circuit was able to get into things from the receptionist desk.
Yeah.
And
Do I-
the files are there, but they're empty. Or these containers for data, they're still there. What was in them is gone. So it's a skeleton. There's no muscle or organs or whatever.
So all of the files have been purged, basically. That's... The network's a ghost town. Nothing here. So would I see... Going through the camera feeds, if I were to get to the camera feed of the hidden room, is there a camera feed to look at?
No, there's no control nodes, so there's no like it's you got in through the door with the password, but there's nothing there to manipulate or control. So there would be
At
like
least
a
everything
container
that-
file that would be like camera control blah blah blah. And so the
Instead
file
of there
is
being-
there, or the folder is there. There are no files in the folder, or there's no data in a container.
Instead of like a .exe file, there's just an error report folder.
So you can navigate. You can just walk over there. It doesn't even take anything super net runny to do. And you can even open up whatever camera view, what blah 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 file extension, and there's just nothing because, like the cameras are there, but the control, the recording, or any of this has been stripped out.
Control of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no control of them either.
Is there a secret room open?
No. The crew is working.
Kiri's gonna head toward.
The crew is working here in the main area,
God, someone
cleaning and
scrubbed this thing.
replacing broken things.
Yeah, so Kiri's gonna go over to where she knows that secret entrance to be, because they've been in and out of it multiple times. And she's gonna search for the seam and perhaps the manual disengage of the lock to open the door.
Right, you're gonna need to find the physical location.
Yep, that's fine. I will happily do that. Would that be a perception?
Yes.
I'm just gonna jack out and go help her.
I can't roll worth pinch, but luckily the solo stuff helps me here. I imagine the DV would be a little lower, given I've been here before. I know where it's general.
All right. You can feel the seam very fine in the back wall. The clowns hadn't gotten to it just yet, but there is one there.
Okay, found the door. Need to find it, because things like this, even if they are built, they have to have a manual disengager. Otherwise, they wouldn't. You wouldn't be able to get into it from the outside if the power was out. So, searching for a disengaged, like a button or.
What the fuck are you doing over there?
Nothing in your way.
You already gave us more work to do by having to replace that door.
The lock was
Which
kind of.
Which you can
Anyway.
also pass on to the costs of the hook. The Mikhail probably will pay for the lock to be replaced. It's not like you have to spend eddies out of your pocket.
Yeah, but there's other things I want to do.
Like?
Just don't fuck anything up, please, alright?
We're not.
I mean, in our defense, we shot the lock, they shot the door. But
Yeah, I imagine as Gopher mentions this, Kiri would look like, actually, my friend here is right. We shot the lock, you shot the door.
Yeah, because you're fucking scavs before you told us otherwise. What, you think you're the first people to come in and try and strip some wire? Come in and try and snoop around or do something? We gotta be ready.
Do I look like it? Do I look
That
like
why-
a fire stripper to you?
Is that why all the files are purged from the entire system?
I don't know.
Not just the
I
files,
know fuck
the
all
entire-
about that shit.
The entire
Somebody did.
architecture is scrubbed.
Somebody did. The whole network is erased. I can't access anything.
Yeah, I imagine whilst this is going on, Kiri's still like gently tapping the wall, looking for the button to disengage the door and
Alright.
have it open.
So you think there's a computer in the wall? You were just at one.
A little bit more than that, and it's not really your place to ask how we know.
Under NDA. Need to know basis. So fuck off.
Complaining about work to do, you still got it, right? And I imagine Kiri's just like, murmuring to herself, "What the fuck is the button?"
can I?
Hmm.
Could I do perception to try and help Kiri?
Sure.
Cause she found the door. Has she found the button yet?
That's what she's looking for.
There's a seam. There doesn't appear to be any latch or button.
Just push it.
This is like a sliding door, right?
Theoretically, we went through this door when we arrived.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went through this door, so like when we went through it, it was like a sliding door, right?
Hmm.
Might have been automatically connected to Mikhail, though. And with the entire architecture being
I
nerf
forget if
scrubbed,
I explained
basically.
how it opened.
You did.
It would not slide. No, it would be it was hinged, swinging inward.
So it's swung inward. So that means there would have to be a hinge, at least, not necessarily visible, but being able to find
Yes.
where the hinges are.
Well, the
Well,
hinges would be on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
We know we roughly know where the hinges are, at least which side, because of course we went through
It would be on the
it.
interior too if it opens inward.
Um,
Man, this fits.
Bertha,
This
do you
is-
think you can crack this?
let's see.
Because I imagine it's not picking a lock at this point. It's like actually like, I'd say maybe it's either like an electronic security tech or a basic tech to like tool the door open.
Want me to roll anything?
I don't know. What do you have? Can you dance? No, like you got to tell me what are you coming at me with here?
Well, because of course got basic tech, electronic security tech. So if it is kind of an electronic lock kind of thing,
Okay.
but
I will
just trying to.
I will take either of those techs, and you will, depending on your success, I will cater an answer to that particular approach that you're taking. So either works. You determine which one, if you're successful, you think would give you better or more relevant clues.
Hey.
Ooh, that's a 30.
Okay. Basic tech. There's no apparent latch on the outside. It swings in. Number one, which may very well match up with what you've experienced, this room is not commercial compliant. It is extra legal. As a building should, in normal use, should have things set out the way that you've seen everywhere else. So this very specifically is set up in a way that is meant to be unseen and to be unused, except, presumably for Mikhail or those that are invited into the back by him. The hinges would be on the inside. And to get in, either you would need, if there was anything in the architecture that could help it swing open, a lock or a command or something. Or there very well could be another way into that room. And you did very well. And you were also at the Golden Dragon with everyone else talking about this. There was a lot of conspiracy chatter at the table over tea about what happened to Mikhail and why there were bullets in the control panel and blood when the room was sealed until it wasn't, and Mikhail was outside on the floor getting beat up by clowns.
I'm gonna have to cram myself into a ventilation shaft, aren't I?
You or me, depending on who's smaller.
Well, I mean, D-Res is shorter, but
I've got contortionist.
And
There's
D-Res
that.
has hips.
I do not have. Nira does have hips. She is very pear-shaped.
yes.
Small on the top, wide on the bottom.
Also, it's very funny. I did a 3-card tarot draw of this, and it actually is fitting.
Oh.
For the past, I drew the tower upright. Present is the moon reversed, so. These certainly are unveiling secrets.
I think we're hopping into a ventilation shaft or trying to find one. Is that what's going on?
There's another way. Or there's another way into the room.
Yeah.
Did we see anything else in the room while we were, getting extracted or going into the suits? Because we would have had time to look around the room.
There was nothing that stood out. The room was dark, save for the pods, and there was no explicit looking around for things. So it could be there, but there was nothing obvious. It was a dark room with glowing pods and custom suits. You were asked to change and get in there while Mikhail was getting the movie ready.
Then I
You know that
start
there's some other backup electricity connection because of whatever caused the flicker in power, as JP's pod was attached to it, and he had to get his pod, like the others, hooked up to the backup power to make sure something like that didn't happen again.
Which would also have a net architecture attached to it. Like, not necessarily attached to the main, it would be redundant, separate.
There were tubes in there as well.
I'm gonna start looking for things that around the main body of the building that look like they go through that wall, like pipes or vents or or entrances or catwalks or something, whatever seems to go through or up to the wall with the secret door.
The back of the building is very devoid of features except whatever legally required like fire ladder or access ladder that would go to the roof. Although that has one of those cages that sort of like fold over the first half of it, and it has a physical lock on it to keep people from climbing up.
That's for those who need to use the ladder. I got this. I'd like to athletics my way up to the roof. Mixture of climbing on the outside of the fire escape, parkour. I was a corporate ninja. I know how to climb walls.
That would have been a great time for JP.
So to climb the wall, like you're gonna have to
Jeez.
dig into it or otherwise damage it, because it's a smooth wall. I'm not saying you can't, but this is a tall building, hence why everyone can go up and down on the hooks. It's a tall building, and it does have the singular ladder that has the one baffle over it. There's I think I described that there's some like dumpsters, which would give you a little bit of extra height, but not enough that you could do a standing jump from a dumpster to get to the roof. Or if you want to climb, you're gonna need to like dig in or do something like a grapple hook to get up to the top.
So the idea would be to run up the wall and get onto the outside of the baffle and climb that up. And then from there, because it's only covering the first half,
Yeah.
I can then get up onto the ladder and climb up. Basically,
Okay.
there's already stuff bolted to everything that I need is already bolted to that wall.
Yeah.
I just need to
Get up and over
the
it.
other is get up and over it and
Okay.
onto the ladder, then I can just climb to the roof normally. Which is why I was like, hey, can I roll athletics?
Okay.
Because that'd be
So,
something that a corporate ninja would definitely be able to do.
moving the dumpster, easy enough. We are going to. Where do I have this?
I'm gonna burn my 2 luck on it as well.
No, not that one. All right. So jumping from the dumpster to the top of the like the ladder casing. I will
Even
say,
to the side of it and climbing up.
huh?
Even to the side of it and climbing up would also.
Well, right, but like you have
But
so
also
you have to
works
clear the
depending on that.
casing, and then it turns into ladder above it. Otherwise, it's
Yeah,
it's
so
like a
the-
sheath or like a door that goes over the ladder.
Yeah. So is it like a cage? Like steel bar, or is it like
No,
a full,
it's like a
opaque,
it's like a smooth box that closes over the ladder.
So yeah, I'd have to get over the top on the
Yeah.
I'd have to get on the top of it then.
All right, I'm gonna say that
Yeah.
this is a professional move. Now, you are a professional. You may very well do this, but this would be a professional feat of athleticism.
Yeah, so I'd be looking at like DV 17, DV 19.
Yes,
Makes
17.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm also spending 2 luck on this, so that'll be a 21.
Ooh,
Okay, there we go. All right,
he's a professional.
now This one is just going to be difficult. So you're holding on, and you got to pull up, and then get to climbing. So make one more athletic. This one is DV 15 difficult.
See DV 15?
Yeah. Got it. Look at that.
Close.
Okay. So the wheeled dumpster kind of it's you push off of it. You leap. You're holding on without cutting through your fingers. You're holding on to like this sheet metal sheath. You pull yourself up, and now you don't need to make a roll for the ladder because the ladder is a ladder. That's easy. And there's no weird conditions going on. All right, so you're climbing.
Damn, she's good.
And I climb up onto the roof.
Okay.
And as soon as I get up there, I'm looking for access points into the back half of the building where I know that.
Okay. First and foremost, there is a very large. It would be a tempered glass, but there is a very large skylight in the building. There's also things at the top. Pardon. That you would expect, such as like AC units, pardon, or otherwise HVAC units, because there's on cold days they gotta pump in heat. Some antennas. Are you looking for anything in particular?
So I'd be looking for any kind of access point. So like a hatch.
Okay.
Especially in the back half of the building.
Okay.
Like the non-main areas.
Go ahead and roll perception.
I will roll perception. Happily.
$19. All right.
My dice don't suck today. Yay!
While you are up there, and you see the common things on a rooftop. Something that is not common. We'll say they have on the roof, I don't know, like a gravel or something to help absorb sound and keep rain, or if there's like sleet or snow or something.
Pretty useful, like usual stuff there. Yeah.
You see in the gravel very faint footprints that go to a small antenna array that is on the roof.
There were footprints here. She's gonna trace them over to the antenna array. Kind of look over the antenna array. Connecting via video call with D, so that she can see.
Mm.
D, you getting this? There were footprints up here. Over this array of antenna.
Does this antenna look like it's something that should be here, or was installed after the fact? Is this...
Roll a tech, I guess, or like what would identify a hardware like that? Would it be a basic tech?
Basic or electronic / security tech?
Either. I take either. That's fine.
I will do electronics tech, and I'm going to put a couple luck into that. So 2 luck would make that 16.
Okay. Sure. You can guide Kiri through. Well, an array like this would normally have, whatever. We could fill in technobabble here. It has, You got to check the blinker fluid levels, and you got to get the hydro spanner out, and you got to do all this other stuff. What it comes to, when you're checking the base on Drez's behalf, Kiri, you see that the base of the antenna array is like tilted. Like there's some gravel that is like under the bottom of the casing, and it's slightly askew.
She's going to examine that more physically. That there's something askew here, and is it like liftable or?
Slide your hands in. Yeah, it just feels like sheet metal. Like it's flimsy.
This is flimsy as hell. Hold on. She's gonna see if she can lift it to move it.
Yep. You don't need to roll dice. It might take a little effort, especially not to cut your fingers on the sheet metal, but you can lift it up and set it to the side, and you see that. And Drez, you'd see this in the call too. There are no wires. This is just a shell.
Like wires were cut, or the wires didn't exist at all?
Didn't exist at all.
So no power source?
Correct. No power, no wires.
No power, no gun.
There's
no power, no data, no
but
nothing.
there is a hole cut in the ceiling that it was covering.
Now, does this look professional, or does it look like someone just took like a masonry like a masonry power saw or an oxy torch to this thing?
This I think would
like,
be a basic
is
tech.
it clean or is it messy? Well, it's more a matter of, is the hole like super clean or is it just messy?
It looks messy. There's like a guide glued, like, because you can see like the caulking or whatever adhesive was placed around. So there's like a very shallow lip around the hole, but it was done very quickly. And then some sort of like a rim was glued, and the antenna display was placed around the rim.
What the? Alright, hold on, let me hop into the hole. How far is it from where I am to the bottom?
Not far. Just a couple feet. Like, you can just drop down and you'd be half in and half out.
Yeah, so I'll hop in to the hole.
Okay.
And crouch down to have a look around.
Okay, you see... You are in what would effectively be the thickness of this giant... the giant window, the skylight. And what is running through the ceiling are a lot of gears and cables to operate the hooks, as well as just electronic wires and other pipes. So you're in, like, I don't know, I presume you've seen Star Trek. You're in a Jeffries tube, a maintenance tube, right? You're in this like crawl space layer between the roof and the ceiling that has the motors and the other things for the hook, the wires that would go to the lighting for the interior, and there's also some tubing that you're not quite sure what it is, but it looks like it is let's see, how would that actually be?
It like goes off to the side.
So if that was instead of doing it. Yeah. There's tubing that comes up from the ceiling, does not breach the roof, runs a little bit, and then goes back down through the ceiling. But they're thinner tubes, very flexible. Doesn't look like electric or plumbing.
No, it'd be data if it was anything. I think that might be what I'm looking for. I'm gonna see if there's a like a crack. Say if like one of these was done a little bit rushed. I want to see if there's a crack that can let me look down to see exactly where I am in the floor plan. So like obviously, if I look down past one of the tubes in there, I might be able to see that like, okay, I'm over the main floor where all the gears and stuff are. You know, with where all the wires extend out from the
there's not a crack as the tubes go through like guide rings.
Okay. Well, then I should have a basic idea of where I am by virtue of if the gears are over there, that's over the main floor, and that makes sense because that's where all the harnesses are. So basically, it's one of those. I have a mental map of what this place should look like. I know where that is in comparison to that map. So what I'm looking for should be this general direction.
Yes.
So yeah, she's gonna move in that general direction of see if she can get over the secret room, have a look, see what's in here in terms of the roof and.
Okay. The general area that you're in, and especially given the tubes, it's not that far away. There's a piece of the, not the roof, the ceiling, but of course you're on top of the ceiling, right? Because you're in that in-between space. That has similar sheet metal to the the lip that is also kind of sloppily glued in a vaguely square pattern.
So this was cut out quickly. Something snuck in here. I'm going to attempt to move that. Given it was glued sloppily, it shouldn't be too hard to, like, lift it and move it.
Yeah, it's not. It's just that the sheet metal is glued to the ceiling, so you can work your fingers under it and pull it up. It wasn't glued in place to the ceiling. And when you do, you look down, and you can see the control station, and if you crane your head enough, you can see, like, the first two tubes.
I'm gonna see if I can shift that out of the way just enough so I can position myself to drop out of the ceiling and into the room.
This is gonna be a great fall. As a freebie, as you found this area as well, and this also sticks out, there is a carabiner, like a whatever, like a metal loop that is. This would be on the underside of the roof that seems to be attached over this hastily cut out area.
And Kiri's like she snags a photo or two.
And these things were also replaced.
This was an extraction. This is extraction style work. Well,
Somebody came through all of this, and then went maybe up through it and replaced everything.
But it is a good thing. I didn't bring it with me. Damn. Otherwise I'd have been like, that would have been perfect. Just had some good old-fashioned rope. But if I'm to, let me see what falling damage is like in this game. Because I've never had to look at that.
You don't need shins. You can just get that repaired. They'll pull your shins right back through your skin and put them into place.
I think it's
falling 40.
2d6 after the first 20 feet.
Something like that.
2d6 for every 10 meters / yards. And then unless they succeed on a DP 15 athletics check, they suffer broken legs.
Oh, Don't break your legs.
So it's further. It's further than 10 meters, is what you're saying.
Yeah, this would be a risky drop.
Okay. Would it just be okay? And I would get one DV15 athletics check to try and save myself on the way. Does it look like there's a way to climb down from here, besides the carabiner? Like,
No.
is there anything on the walls that I could jump to? Or okay.
Nope, you can jump or you can drop down in a controlled manner.
Don't hurt
Well,
yourself.
I wouldn't be
Steve.
like, yeah, I would be like, it would be a controlled drop, like slowly lowering myself out of the hole and then.
Well, I mean, like you're on you have a rope or a harness or a winch or something.
Let me see.
But we don't have that. Or Kiri doesn't have that.
AP has that.
Yeah. Well, he's got a grapple gun. Yeah.
Twice now I've been like, oh man, I could have picked that lock so good, and then I was like, oh man,
you would have been so useful here.
I could have just handed you this grapple gun.
Okay. How high is the fall? Like, it's above 10 meters, but would it be like 20 meters?
Given the scale,
That'd be like 60 feet.
yeah,
by the way.
I'd say it's closer to that. It might be a little bit less, but depending on whatever the units are.
Okay, so yeah, because it's 10 meters plus yards. Okay. I have a question then. It's 2d6 soaked by the armor. That would only take 2d6 on a fall like this.
I don't know if armor can absorb a
Would I-
fall because you're just. It's like fire
No,
can't.
it not does it. No, I mean it does. Characters who fall 10 meters yards or more take 2d6 damage for every 10 meters they fell soaked by body armor. It specifically states
Oh,
that
jeez.
you
That's
don't fall
generous.
damage. Because it's just a physical impact. So there's no reason why armor can't soak it. But what I would like to do is I'd like to parkour my way out of this hole. Basically, do a dive and a roll. To
Well, that's what the athletics would be to break your legs.
yeah, you know what, I'm gonna go for it.
Do not hurt yourself. Do not
So
hurt yourself.
yeah, it'd be 2d6 to the DV15.
We don't have a med tech yet.
I've got the paramedic to patch myself up if need be, but yeah, I'd also prefer not to break my leg.
Or I guess I don't know. Maybe you still have trauma team coverage. I don't know though,
Technically, we
since
still
they
do.
scrubbed this place's system.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Yeah, if they
You know what,
scrubbed
fuck it.
everything, we might not. Whew.
I'm good on the athletics. I'm not breaking my leg. And the damage? Soaked by the armor.
All right. So 20 soaked
So
by
yeah,
armor.
Kiri makes a... Yeah, it's a calculated drop, where she, like, dives, like, forward and goes to roll. And you probably hear, on the other side of the thing, you hear a thud.
I really
Huh?
hope. Yes. Good.
I'm fine. Don't get your plugs in a knot. All right, let's have a look around this room. Is it the same as we left it, or have people been in here?
Nobody has been in here, as far as you know. The suits are still there.
Period here.
The terminal is still there, with the bullet holes and the. Yeah, apparently Kiri beat you in here. She teleported.
You mean D-Res? You
Uh,
got it mixed up
I
again.
did it! Yay! Got my one for the session.
Only took 5 hours.
Yeah, we got there though.
If I had something to choose with, I would.
But yeah, having a look at the I'm not really going to be the one to have a look at this terminal, so instead I'm going to go over to the door and see if I can open it from the inside. I would assume there's probably an internal release for this door.
Yes, there is. You can also see that there's gas tubes that come down from the ceiling into the pods.
That's the oxygen, or the not oxygen, as it were. And these were linked up somewhere. We can follow that. We can follow that in a moment. For now, I'm gonna let the others in by cracking the secret door, because it wasn't locked. Like, we closed it, but we didn't lock it. So.
Well, it was just you have to undo it from this side. But
Yeah,
it's not hidden as it is on the outside. Well, there's nothing on the outside, but
Yeah. So Kiri is gonna undo the lock and let everyone in.
what the fuck is that? That weren't on our plans.
Nope. Not for you to see.
Indeed.
NDAs and all that.
I imagine Kiri just kind of peers out of the door, stares at this guy directly in the eyes, and goes, "NDA."
The fuck? Did you know that was there? No, I didn't know that was there.
Yeah, Kiri snagged photos of like the entrance on the roof and the entrance at to the room in the crawl space.
Some impressive athletic work. Good job.
Thank you. Control terminal, have at.
I'm gonna sit at the terminal and see if there's anything to gather.
All right. Let's get you back. And the terminal is in the same shape. There are the containers. There's no spaghetti.
This one was scrubbed too. The whole system is scrubbed. There's nothing here.
Then I suggest we start checking data trails. Who was in here? System level audit logs, things like that. Someone may have missed covering up something.
I'm gonna check and see if there's any evidence of who scrubbed everything.
Okay. Is that a particular netrunner? Like, I don't know the names of the things you can do or what they do.
I mean, you could make it. You could make it an ID. You could make it like something based on intellect. It could be. You could be it could be a pathfinder and being like, yeah, you're looking for like system access logs, things that don't really classify as files, but would be present on the system nonetheless. Because net architectures normally only take into account like what a user of the system would be able to access that isn't actually system relevant. So it doesn't include like OS files, it doesn't include things like access logs, anything like that. So if
Okay,
the architecture's been scrubbed, the node itself may not, like the terminal itself may not have been
What
scrubbed.
does ID do?
ID
It basically allows you to ID files, like identify file, like
files
file
and
content
how
and things like
if
that.
it's valuable.
Yeah, I was just about to add, if it has any value on the marketplace.
Okay.
Including value to me. Like I'm trying to.
Go ahead
trying to find out.
and roll an ID then.
Okay. Ugh,
Yeah.
6 is not great.
No, because I think we set it at 8 because you needed 9s to interface with his stuff back here.
For the spaghetti, yeah.
Yeah.
For the spaghetti.
Damn. I can't tell.
Well, I think the other thing too, Since you basically have free reign over the architecture, I think virus might be usable too.
I could
Yep.
plant a virus, but what would that do? Like, what would I gain from planting a virus in here? There's nothing here to steal anymore.
Well,
The suits are still here. But
That's hardware tech that the Hook has been selling for a while.
But here's the thing: if I were Mikhail, worried about people wanting to steal my stuff, and
You
her eyes
probably
tick
dumped
around
it.
the room, she's searching for cameras, like non-network connected cameras, like a physical device that was set up to record to a local memory.
Nothing is apparent.
Somebody wanted to get in here, though.
Someone
Somebody
did.
possibly did get in here, and then covered up their tracks as they left. Whatever they stole, they already have.
If they got in here, they were probably the ones that took the thing. So we have to figure out who did this. Hold on.
The evidence isn't there. I can't find who they were.
Hold on. Kiwi's gonna go over to one of the suits.
Okay.
Because these may have onboard cameras. They would have to before the boot up sequence in order to provide a view, because they're full faceplate otherwise. There's not clear faceplate, I don't think.
No, the masks are they're not they're not clear in so much that you can see each other through it, but it's like a full. It would be like glass, but it's meant for projections and for displaying data.
Yeah. Okay. Just looking to see how I might be able to help D with getting info, because that's the issue.
And there's no data on the cameras. The camera feed didn't record who is here.
And
or if they did, it's
control
been
notes
erased.
and the control notes of the cameras have been ripped out.
Now, mind you, this happened after you left, because there was still stuff you were sorting through in the middle of the simulation when the attack was going on, and that you were able to fetch after you made the copy of the Bozo file. So that stuff was around then. It's not here now that you've come back.
So someone came in and swept up clean.
Yeah.
It left all the structure, the data's gone. Like it's dumped or erased or something. So everything's cleaned, even though there's still the bins and containers for the data still around.
Fuck. Knew I should have planted a virus. Somebody would have had to have architecture access in order to be able to even dump everything. They would have had to know what they were doing going through that code.
Hold on. Question.
Mm-hmm.
There were bullet holes. There are bullet holes in this control panel, right?
Yes.
What direction?
From the front.
Like where? Like.
I'll show you here.
So
let's say that this is the little station that he sat at. There's his chair. He'd have monitors in front of him. There were bullet holes in the front of the station.
And for bullet holes to be there, the bullets would have to come from that direction.
From behind him, which was the door, right?
it would be the secret door, as well as
The hole, because that door was never opened, because the bozos never found it.
because when Kiri looked through the ceiling, she could see the control panel, and she could also see the first 2 tubes.
Interesting.
And by the trajectory of the holes, they would have had to have been here on the floor, which would explain the carabiner someone climbed down. So someone came in here through the roof.
And then went out again, and then came back for the files?
Possibly, or...
Then how did he get outside?
Well, therein lies a good question. How did he get outside?
Because this door
I kind of need to explore this room top to bottom. There's gotta be something else in here that we're missing.
Because the door is this way.
And well, the thing is that he also wouldn't have ended up in the main room if he had left via the roof. He would have ended up outside. What?
If you think about this, if someone is on a rope dangling from the ceiling trying to shoot him there, he runs out the secret door. Bozos don't notice him.
There was an explosion you heard over the radio.
Why isn't anything in here exploded? If there was an explosion that we heard over the radio and he was at his terminal, why is there no explosion? Nothing exploded in here.
What if they used the explosives to breach the door? But then
The door would have been damaged when I got out.
Yeah.
And
Not to
clearly
mention,
visible.
or there'd be a hole in the wall. And we would have seen that the guys would have patched it up, and they would have known that this room was here.
Yeah. That's the problem.
1 second. Kiri's actually going to open the secret door and pop her head out. Hey. You guys didn't fix up anything that was blown up in here, did you?
Didn't even know that fucking place existed. We certainly fixed a couple other places that were out here.
Anything touched with explosives?
I mean, there was something. Not like the big kaboom kind that leaves a bunch of soot around.
But what kind?
I don't know. There's some cracked glass that we're replacing in the floor here.
That probably would have been from when the big guy planted Mikhail into it. Rather messy thing happened.
I want to be sure of that, though.
Here you go, Chuck.
I don't know. I'm not a demolitions guy. If there's something that can go boom that doesn't leave a bunch of fire, then it was probably that.
Yeah, but you would still have something
Broke
broken.
a bunch of delicate shit. That's what we've been having to replace.
Old delicates, and this room is basically heavily fortified otherwise. So you wouldn't be able to do that without something that would cause a big boom. Well,
What
that
do you
answers
think?
my question.
She looks over to Gopher. You're the techie guy.
Yeah.
Think you can give it a once over, see what you can find out?
You have demolitions?
Wait a minute. If the explosion happened over the comms and he wasn't in the room, he left us unattended.
Would have had to.
He did have to get
But
up
that
to
also-
change the plugs in JP's. in JP's
Yeah, but
rig.
but there's an issue. That doesn't explain the blood in the chair. Nor does it explain the holes in the front of the
Hmm.
control station.
Well, that's a nice perception.
What are you trying to perceive?
Just trying to see if we missed anything.
Well, I was directing him towards the spot where the one guy had determined that something exploded. And what
I
kind of
mean,
exploded?
there's been repairs since then. So there were explosions that were causing a bunch of delicate stuff to break.
But what
you're not
I was
seeing-
trying to guide Gopher to do was determine if there's any residue or something to determine what kind of explosive it was.
Well, no, I mean not even.
I would
just
need
that,
something
just
more
another-
forensic or like demolitions for that.
Yeah.
Because just looking around, you see that there's a bunch of construction stuff and replaced parts.
Deduction would be good there.
I also have deduction.
Gas tubes.
Oxygen is flammable.
Deduction.
Yeah, your choice. And just
Are
Are
we
we waiting on
deducting or what's happening?
I don't know what's happening anymore.
Okay.
Deduction's not really.
You have
give me
clues to put
information,
together.
I have deduction. I have
Otherwise, if you
deduction.
want explosive information, I'm going to need something more along the lines of demolition.
Yeah, my demolitions isn't even as good as my deduction is, and my deduction's not even.
Then deduction would
Probably
put together
not
the
as good
clues
as
that you
T-Rose.
already have. Demolition would offer perhaps new clues to add into the mix.
I'll roll deduction for what we do have because I'm not sure that I personally, as a person, as the player, am making the right conclusions at all. So I'm gonna pour my last luck into it.
what does Outback know about explosives?
No ranks in deduction or demolitions, or deduction technically. So
Yeah, but I mean, you got a relatively high tech though.
it would be, I believe, the same base as Gopher. So if Gopher's saying his isn't good, then we have the same.
Ah, right.
Ooh, I crit.
Yeah, it's just my base 8 tech.
I crit
Look at
on a
that.
24.
Yeah.
I made that same roll.
It's just there's so many pieces here that
Yeah, that's why I'm rolling deduction. I want to put the pieces together.
Yep. All right. So, D-Rez, you're on the scene. You're looking at this. Someone came down. Someone had to go back up. There's bullet holes at the front of the station. Mikhail was up and out. There was an explosion. You're thinking, and I guess if we can... everyone in the audience don't actually do this, but if you justify your like spiraling to D-Rez, who cares about you and doesn't want you to ever do that anymore, you can at least justify it to Kiri from your own mental mapping here. The presumption right now is that Mikhail was shot at the control station. Obviously, someone shot a gun. But given where the hatch is does the shooter have to be the intruder? Given where the shots came from and where Mikhail was. The blood wasn't on the... Well, there was blood on the dance floor. But... Mikhail was confronting bozos out here because there was an explosion. You have 2 pew-pew holes over here in the control area, under which there is an sort of a hacked out access vent with a quick rigged up like carabiner to, it's not repelling, but to kind of, come down.
If you're pointing to things on a map, we don't see it.
Oh.
And it's off the side of the map.
Oh, that's what I get for having a black background.
But I can see on stream.
All right, if you can see it on stream, I have it drawn. I'm sorry. That's my fault for having a black background and in all this. So, if you have the stream up, and I can clip it and I guess put it in the chat as well. Let's do this. Throw that real quick, like in the who's and what's it. In this case, what if Mikhail was the shooter?
That he shot at his own terminal?
Someone rappelled down onto his terminal. Mikhail came back to shoot him.
That would explain blood in the chair.
The assailant was in the chair when Mikhail shot him.
Yeah.
After having closed the door back behind him. But
why would he leave then?
Yeah, why would he? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, if something explodes in the main room,
He goes out to check it out.
he goes out to check it out.
And runs into the bozos. But then there would be a body. Or a blood trail.
If he found someone at the terminal.
Oh, hold on. There were footprints on the roof. Was there blood too?
Not that you saw. Doesn't mean that it's not there, but not that you saw.
So the order of events, as I think that I'm putting together, is that Mikhail was running us through the simulation with us attacking the bozos.
Yeah.
He had maybe some data, maybe not enough data to call the test concluded. Was the explosion before or after we went into the Cleveland simulation?
Before. It dumped you. You're supposed to go into a harder simulation to test out more skills and to get more acquainted with the suits. And then the radio was distorted. There was some sort of explosion and gunfire. The radio shut off, and you all were dumped into the program as sort of like either an error or like a default. The movie just started playing because there was nothing else. It was not getting any other instruction.
Okay.
So Mikhail's distracted outside. Person repels in. Tries to, I guess, hijack his station. He catches that person. Tries to shoot them. They Delta. And then we're trapped in that simulation and the safety systems turned off and everything.
Hmm.
It
And then
could
the
be that
bozos
person
also
was just there to
patch.
plant a virus.
Yeah, but why would they load something up like that? And the other thing that doesn't make sense there is, so he's in here. He's running us through the Bozo sim. We finished the Bozo sim. He says, well, I'm going to load you into something else. He fixes our character sheets. We get things over the radio of him, gunshots, and an explosion.
Yeah.
So I think someone else had already entered the room by that point. From there, and she gestures to the roof entry. Who Mikhail was fighting. Mikhail pumps shots in, shoots the thing. That causes blood in the chair. Whatever that was, whoever that was, somehow escapes. He hears commotion outside. Mikhail opens and closes the thing to check. He gets jumped by bozos.
Closing the door behind him so that they don't get in.
Mm-hmm. And if they didn't see him come out, that would explain why they didn't know this room existed.
His assailant could have also got out that same way. That's why he probably would have closed the door as quickly as he did.
Yeah, but the bozos, A, aren't smart enough to come in through the roof.
You'll have to consider not just the space in this back room, but the space between the secret door and the entrance where the bozos came in. Possible they wouldn't have even seen him with the door standing open, given there would have been a whole bunch of people in hooks doing their brain dance thing, blocking their view.
And some sort of explosion that didn't create fire.
Loud
Smoke grenade?
Concussion grenade.
Or flashbangs.
Flashbang. But why would they throw a
anything
flashbang into...
Someone threw a flashbang.
Yeah, probably just to take out the person at the front desk. Sure as hell wouldn't do anything to a bunch of people in brain dance rigs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're already not paying attention.
Yep.
Exactly.
What about the cameras?
That's what short circuit was there for.
Yeah.
And also suppressing the biomonitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was suppressing Mikhail's biomon.
And Mikhail's biomon would be the only one that would have triggered trauma.
Well,
As
yeah.
well as these suits probably have biomonitors in them.
Any other high-paying clients as well.
I mean, as we left, there were other trauma teams coming in to tend to other people.
Yes.
So it wasn't the only one.
Once Short Circuit left, whatever was keeping those other signals from clients, for that went out finally.
A runner like that isn't going to be able to suppress that many signals. They all ride the airwaves. So how is a bozo suppressing every signal? Every signal in the building.
Not like every single biomonitor has its own unique call signal to trauma team.
Right. And
You're not canceling out 30 different airwaves. You're jamming one single specific vector.
That, or there's a dampening field of some kind.
Was Short Circuit a bozo? D-Rez?
He looked like a clown.
He did.
Unless he wasn't a clown.
Yeah.
But he was dressed like a clown for money.
He was dressed like a clown, but aren't bozos like a biosculpt thing?
I don't know. I don't know enough about the
Yeah, I don't know enough about. I don't know enough about him either.
Do you recall anything from
But-
your conversation with him? He was really chatty.
He said he was wearing the wig and the nose for pay. And he's smaller than me.
Yep. He's about 3 foot nothing.
Oh, oh. This isn't Kerry to Diraz. This is me at coffee, because I think you might have forgotten this.
Mm.
Remember his insistence on physical media. People don't have an insistence on physical media these days.
Where are you going?
It's all chipware and even the brain dance reads all use cartridges.
Yeah.
But he's talking like, yeah, I have actual physical media and the stuff to play it.
Oh, so he's
Pretty
an
ancient-
old tech head. Yeah.
Pretty ancient tech by this point.
Mhm.
B, expensive as all hell because collectors.
Right.
Definitely not
see.
something a bozo's affording.
And C, and I think this is the most important part, everything here's been scrubbed.
A pretty decent net runner would have to do that.
Yeah, but if there was physical media, then I'd like to examine the control panel and see if I can't find anything hidden that would support a physical media.
Yeah, like physical storage devices. Let's.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
physical
search
storage
help search for
devices.
that,
So I'm looking for like So yeah, I'm looking for like NAND flash memory. I'm looking for maybe there's spinning rust in here if he's really ancient.
In this room, in the secret room, yes. There are areas where physical storage can be used. As perhaps part of the whole custom rig and custom setup of things back here. Whether or not that plays in the spaghetti code or why the code needs to be spaghettified.
Yeah, I'm looking for anything hidden such that there might, like, for example, there might be a panel that falls away to reveal that there's something still plugged into the machine.
No.
Alright, nothing of that.
But slots where physical media
Yes.
or storage devices would have been plugged in.
Yes. That are empty.
Were they empty when we walked in here? D-Res would remember that.
You
Like
you
when
weren't
we
behind the
walked in.
terminal when you walked in.
Were they empty when D-Res was behind the terminal? Because I
So-
imagine that would be like directly a peripheral at that point.
So you'd have to be behind the terminal to look into like the rig setup. So the physical storage slots are empty, but you don't know if they were empty before you walked in.
No, but before I sat down when I was ejecting everyone. That's what we're asking.
Oh, I thought you meant on like going all the way back to the initial impression of the room.
No, when I sat
they-
down, yeah.
You don't remember anything plugged in when you sat down. After self-ejecting from the default simulation or movie that you were dumped into.
Okay. And yeah, because my intention with the deduction roll is with the pieces that we have and that we know and that you know as the DM, the order of events in which they happened, what would D-Rays conclude? And I need it to be a little bit more direct because I'm tired.
If there were I don't know what they're called, like chips or discs or whatever the physical format is.
Yeah.
If those were present before, which there are slots, and this is a custom rig with spaghetti code, it's reasonable to believe that they were. there was nothing plugged in when you had self-ejected and went behind the terminal.
Okay.
Given the fact that the cut in the ceiling access point was pretty much over the terminal, it would not be difficult to go boop, bip, boop.
Okay.
Which would explain the blood on the blood on the chair. It would explain, if that's the case.
And if Mikhail's the shooter, it's because he came out to see what was going on. Why are there explosions? Because everyone would be in rigs and wouldn't necessarily see the door, except the staff. Even if they know about it or whatever. I mean, you're under an NDA. Would look back because you all are in a simulation. See, I don't know, Little Miss Muffet or whatever spider come down. Bam, bam. And all of a sudden, you are dumped into a default horror movie with a little help wizard for setup. Not the next combat simulation video game thing you were supposed to go into. And definitely not the one you were in before.
I mean, there's also the thing of no sane person would set that as a default. Like that is not a reasonable default in any stretch of the imagination. So I don't think it was the default, because the default was like the character loader. No, I think what happened is little spider changed what the default was.
Possibly. The BBEG was actually a creature, right?
The black eye, well, yeah, it was basically something that had the presence of
black eyes
eyes.
and a brain dance. Yeah.
Really would have
But
been terrible
why?
if you all died in there too, huh? What a loss.
Well, the Y starts to lean more and more and more corp, because they'd be the only ones capable of such a creation.
I don't know, you're going to an electronic fair, it sounds like.
That would be.
We're going to an electronic fair, which means if someone stole some prototype, full-body interactive BD tech, the tech fair would be the perfect place to show it off.
And the perfect place to muck up a demonstration. Because they don't know enough about that tech to be able to demonstrate it very well. And the fair's in what, a week?
Not even.
2 days.
Yeah. 2 days isn't enough to deconstruct technology like that.
Uh,
Doesn't matter how good
especially,
you are.
especially with the spaghetti code.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Well, I
unless you
think
go
that spaghetti code was a result of the person who dumped us into that in the first place.
that, or we're looking at this point of maybe Mikhail had stolen or reverse engineered something, and that they're the
They were
originators.
stealing it back. Maybe. This is getting deeper and deeper. You see why you see why I have to know these things, Siri.
That didn't justify the tension you had in your spine, D. Hold on. And she's
Now you
gonna
understand.
turn to Gopher, because she knows that Outback is a twig under there. Gopher, give me a boost. And Kiria's gonna springboard back up into the crawl space to have a quick look around for any blood.
You're gonna need more than a boost from a friend. You need to lift or somehow Because remember, you took a big fall coming
Yeah, it
down
was
from
like
there. You're gonna
6
have to like rope up or just leave through the front door and circle back around to the ladder.
Yeah, I'll have to circle back around to the ladder then. That's fine.
Okay. Well, let's do this. You've done a big chunk of investigation. Well, we didn't get to talk to Mikhail today. Why don't we save that for next week?
Yeah.
And you all can continue to speculate and toss around ideas because, I mean, he's out of the hospital tomorrow and seemingly is available to talk to.
we're gonna confront him with all of this.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it's mega
you can
late.
bring
He's either get
whatever you want.
he's either gonna be honest. He's either gonna be honest or he's going back into that hospital, and I'm gonna make sure he doesn't come out next time.
So we will button things up here. For those of you in the audience, thank you for sticking around and watching as we're unraveling the mystery. If there's any sort of in between that we as the group talk about in our side discussion channel, that will all come up as a part of the setting the stage for next Friday. That way, we're all on the same page together, and for those of you following along, you'll be a part of it too and say, okay, so there's a little bit of in between session thinky thoughts, and that will set things up for the end of this day, and then we get into Tuesday, which is the meeting with Mikhail, and we'll see whatever they talk about and end up negotiating with him. So we're gonna end things here. No big raid. We've gone a little late, although I mean this is some pretty big. It was tutorial that everyone could have just walked away from, but no, they have to be investigative heroes in a city full of corruption and data gathering and corporate espionage and all sorts of other cool shit. So it's like they're
As is
unlocking
Cyberpunk.
they're unlocking bonus content here from something that was not that it could have been a simple tutorial, but it didn't have to be, right? So the mystery is being unraveled, and we'll see what happens. We're just gonna bail out of here. So I'm gonna say goodnight, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you for hanging out. I'm sorry to truncate it. It is just going a little bit late, and I want to pick up tomorrow or next week, and we're all fresh. Our ideas have settled down, and we'll go forward from there. So take care, everyone. Bye.
Yep.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.